Today's lesson is over the circumference and area of circles. The goal is to be able to find both the circumference and the area of circles. Some vocabulary to start off with is we start with radius. This is the distance from the center to any point on the circle. Key here from the center, because then we have diameter, which is show up, there we go. The distance across the circle through the center is twice the radius. Then circumference is the distance around the outside of the circle. I want to go back real fast to diameter, about the distance being across the center. Across the circle through the center. So we're clear, right? That is not the diameter. Okay, it's going not through the center. So as the drawing indicates, it must go through the center. To find circumference, we take the product of the diameter and pi. And you'll be told what to use for pi in most of your problems, or all your problems going forward. Common is 3 1400ths, but the fraction 22/7 can be used. If you guys go ahead and try 22 divided by 7 on your calculators, you'll see that it is approximately pi. Remember, pi is an approximate number, it's not exact. And then for circumference, we say, in math symbols, circumference equals pi times diameter, pi d, or 2 pi r. Because 2r, right, twice the radius, is the same as the diameter. There we go. Let's try it out. We're going to use 22/7 to find the circumference of this circle. Okay, so our diameter is 21. And we're going to use 22/7 for pi, so we're multiplying, right, because circumference equals pi d. Subbing in numbers, and we can factor out a 7 from each part of these fractions. 3 times 22. We get 66. We're dealing with circumference, so just in one dimension. 66 feet is your circumference. How about working backwards? We're going to find the radius of a wheel that has a circumference of 44 inches. Again, 22/7 will be used to represent pi. So our formula, we go ahead and write it out. And we're trying to find the radius. So we're going to go ahead and use this version. C equals 2 pi r. Well, we're told circumference is 44. And we have our 2 there. We're going to use 22/7 for pi. And we got to find the r. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to simplify the right side of the problem. So 2 times 22/7 equals 44/7, and times our r, which we don't know yet. It's now a one-step equation. So to undo times 44/7, we divide both sides by the reciprocal. So we're taking this 44/7 and just doing it times its opposite, because that eliminates that part of the problem. We're left with just r. And we can easily see we can factor out 44s in both parts of those fractions. So we have a radius of 7. With the unit here, 7 inches. Okay, just working backwards, plugging numbers into a formula and solving the resulting equation. So that's circumference. Okay, use your formulas and just plug in to help you. Area is the amount of space that's inside the circle. Okay, remember, circumference goes on the outside, area is on the inside. And to find that, we just take pi times radius squared. Again, you'll be told what to use for pi. So we're going to find the area of this circle, okay, with a diameter of 10 inches. So formula is A equals pi r squared. We don't know area yet. And I didn't tell you guys what to use for pi. We're going to go ahead and use 3 1400ths. Okay, so we'll say 3 1400ths. And that diameter is 10, and the radius is 5. Okay, order of operations, the exponent only applies to the radius. So we further break it down. 5 squared is 25. We should all know that. And give me a second, my calculator here to figure out 25 times 3 1400ths. It's 78 and a half. And since we're dealing with area, we have 2 dimensions we're looking at, so inches squared. Working backwards now. We're going to find the radius of a circle that has an area of 530 and 66 square feet. And we're going to use 3 1400ths for pi. So here's our formula. I put a 2 there for no good reason whatsoever. Area equals pi r squared. Excuse me for that. Sub in the area of 530 and 66 hundredths inches, or feet. We're going to use 3 1400ths for pi times r squared. So we've got to get r squared by itself, so we're going to divide both sides by 3 1400ths. It's a 2-step equation. Okay, we've got to get the variable term by itself first. So I'm using my calculator to figure out that the left side of the equation works down to 169. This part is gone. Left with r squared. And to undo squaring, we square root each side. Leaves with 13 equal to r. So 13 feet is our radius. This concludes your lesson over area and circumference of circles. It's basically just formula, chugging and plugging and chugging, and solving equations.